Hi everyone, it's Karen. Thanks for stopping by. I had made a card for my daughter's, my daughter's 30th birthday. I know, I look way too young to have a 30-year-old. I am aware, so don't you worry. Anyway, she claims she's 30, and she claims to be my child, so I guess I'm old enough. So anyway, this is a version of the card. I made this so that I could show you what I was making. And then I lost directions and because I gotta like come clean. When I layer paper, cardstock to DSP, I don't measure. I know it's a bad habit, and I basically take the piece and I mark it with my thumbnail. Sometimes if I'm good, it's a pencil, usually my thumbnail, and then I cut it. So having to go and find measurements is not easy because you get into 15ths of 16ths, and which is why my rule of thumb when you watch my video, you guys a little crooked. Nope, that's worse. When you watch a video of mine, I will give you the best directions as I can, and my measurements are done with my fingernail, and a pencil. But I'll give you a rough idea of how much the sizes and all that fun stuff. Okay, so I'm calling this, someone asked what the name was, and I don't know, where this card started and all that stuff. I call it my ZZ Top card because this is it. I made my daughter's with Seaside Spray, which I would love for Stampin' Up to carry it over. I thought maybe I could start a campaign. I don't know. But anyway, I called it ZZ Top because it's 2 Z's for ZZ Top. Anyway, I noticed that my little gem just fell off. Yeah, I might have to use a glue dot. Anyway, there were 2 of these gems, but they're gone. One's gone, one just fell off. So I am going to show you how to make this card, and I also wanted to put a little addition, and not for you to make right now or anything, but I'm going to put this down. I am doing my best to, whenever I'm making a card, that I make the effort, and there's that effort. I'm not saying it gets done, but there is an effort, where I'm trying to make more than that one card. So while working with this paper, and the bow came out, sorry, and I had made a video on how to make this card. I made this one, and I made this one. And this has no ribbon because I want to try and find the petal pink ribbon. So anyway, if you're already doing it, try and just whip out one more, or get it cut and ready to go and put it in a little bag so that you can just whip it together. Everything's all cut. Now, of course, I'm sounding like I do this, but I don't. But it's my new effort. So, sorry, I love my Diet Coke. And I also know that I am not done with my Easter basket week, which has turned into 2 weeks, and I apologize. My daughter's getting married in almost a month from tomorrow, and I'm making all the flowers and bouquets and corsages and boutonnieres, and I'm making them all, which when this whole, and I know you don't care, but it's leading to a different story. And if you don't know by now, I tell stories. So if it's not your thing, I completely understand, and feel free to go to the end or check it, or don't come back. I hope you come back, but storytelling is my thing. Anyway, see, this is all, you just have to get me off on a tangent, and I have no idea what I was just going to talk about. Oh, my daughter's getting married, and it was supposed to be October of last year. Then they rescheduled for February, And now we have rescheduled for the third time for April. And it went from 9 bridesmaids, except one was kind of a bridesmaid. But anyway, 9, and then 9 ushers, and then parents and grandparents. And now there are 2, a maid of honor and a best man. And the 2 of them, I could handle that. So there's 14 people at this wedding. I feel so bad. I'm going to try and make cards and put them in a basket so it looks like they got a lot of cards. It's sad. I mean, you know, I wanted to like have her dad walk her down the aisle and people to ooh and ah, which they're gonna anyway because she looks beautiful, and I will share some pictures because I know there are a couple of people who have asked and wants to see them. Anyway, would you like to learn how to make the card? Let's do that. I'm gonna put you down. Oh, Forever Blossoms is the stamp set that we are using. I bought this with the wedding in mind. As you can see, always and forever, and it's definitely a wedding type set. But what I used it for, it doesn't have to be. So anyway, I'll put you down. I do have some stuff cut and ready, but only because, yeah, the first one was a disaster, the video. So I'd already started. And it got to measurements, and that was where it all went to heck in a handbasket. All right, I'm going to put you down, and we will begin. Okay. All right, so let me see if I can read my directions, because I've rewritten them. And if you have questions, just get a hold of me. I'll text me, write me, email me, throw a bow and arrow, whatever works. Okay, so we started with an 8.5 by 11 sheet of Stampin' Up! Cardstock. We cut that straight down at 5.5, and we ended up with, we scored that in half, so a 5.5 by 4.5 inch card. Then we had, you know, the regular 2 sides, and then you score this in half, which is 2 1/8. I wrote that somewhere, so I know it's good. And that's the first of what you do to the cardstock. For the inner Z from ZZ Top, you cut a piece of cardstock. That's not it. That's it. So it is at, oh look, I have stickers all over me. Why didn't you guys tell me there was a sticker on me? Okay, so this is 8.5 by 2 3/4. So use your other half from this sheet and cut this out. And so it is scored right in half at 4 1/4, and then again scored right in half again, which should be 2 1/8. And it is. Look at that. Okay, so we have both of our pieces. Then, now I made my first card before this, even before my daughter's card. And I just put the DSP, which is the In Colors DSP. When this is leaving, Seaside Spray, we should start a rebellion or something to save it, because I'm going to have to go and buy lots of it. So anyway, I did it with this, and then when it came to stamping this, it was like there was no white. I feel like it needed white, and you can't really, you can write on here if you want, but I put the white behind it so that you can put your message there and keep this all pretty and everything. Okay, so white cardstock. Now, I use thick cardstock for my regular card bases, and if it's going to be a card that you hope stands up, I like to use it for your, you know, it just gives it that little punch of strongness, you know? So, I've got little pieces everywhere. Anyway, So going back, this is where the measurement stuff happens. So now, this is where my fingernail would come into play, but we're not going to do that. That's not very professional, Karen. Okay, so that was the other thing. If we cut everything down by 1/4 of an inch, we have an issue when we come to stamping this piece because it just fits. I don't know if you can see that, but it just fits. So it was hard to make everything at 1/4 inch and then make this a 1/16. So I tried to make everything an eighth of an inch and then this at a 1/16. So you can do what I do. I'm sorry, I'm very thirsty. Apologize for that. Not for liking Diet Coke, but for drinking. So for the most part, I just took everything in by an eighth of an inch. And then when it came to this, I did exactly what I possibly could to give it that little bit of white, and then to put the Designer Series paper, so that it wasn't going the white onto the white. So anyway, that's the backstory for all that. Now, so let's see, we are at 2 1/8. So I'm gonna do it my way, but let's see, the middle piece, 2 3/4. Okay, so basically for this one in the back, this is what I do. I do this, I do this, and I will post every, all of my, the correct measurements and all that stuff right down below, because I have not, my YouTube, my blog is finished, and it has been for a bit, but I have to start making these wooden flowers, which I never heard of till we went to a bridal show. My daughter saw them, my daughter wanted them. I have boxes and boxes, because we were doing every table. It was a 250 person wedding that then was cut down to 200, and then 150, and now it's 14. So anyway, I will put all the information right down below, but I want to get this out, so I don't want to, I know, then stop talking, Karen. I hear you, and you're right. But, so anyway, as you can see, I basically just, make a fingernail mark. And I'm not the only one. There are a lot of demonstrators that do that, so don't blame me for the whole thing. I mean, you could, if you want to. So then we're going to take this other piece and my handy dandy pencil. Like, seriously? Did I just, 1 second? Oh, I found it. Okay. So this is going to fit right in here. So this one I leave blank. You can continue with the DSP if you want. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to judge. And please, I will put the measurements down. Do not, I'm trying to do this without glasses too, and that's silly. All right, so it's already cut down to the right size, height-wise, because we cut it for this piece. So we are just going to now, again, give it a little look, and that's fine. So I just need to cut the width of that first one. So I hope everyone is being healthy and safe. I know they're starting to open things up, and there are people that just want everything to open. And if we could just be patient for a little bit more, I'm telling you, maybe by the summer, we could almost maybe be through with this whole dreaded, awful, people have gone through so much financially by the people that have lost parents and brothers and sisters and children. It's horrifying when you look at the numbers of the people. And I have two sisters that are nurses, and it's just a horrible, horrible disease. And then you have the people, my daughter's friends, that are, you know, they're married and having a baby, and no one can be in the room, and no one can come and visit, and it's just awful. Something you look forward to your whole life, and you can't share it. You know, one of my best friends, her daughter had, oh, that's crooked Karen, had a baby a year ago, and I haven't even seen her. I mean, of course I've got pictures, but it's just horrible. I don't know. I just think maybe if everybody could just hang in there a little bit longer, we could get through it. And I know there are people that are so against wearing a mask, and I'm not following my own rules with this. I don't know if you've heard it, but if you slide it down, if you have a problem, if you just roll it like that, it looks uncomfortable, but it's not. What it does is it keeps the glue on the roller so that it's ready for the next time, and it just works fine. I just have to remember to do it is all. Okay. So anyway, yeah, so hopefully everyone is safe and things are getting better. Because I'm definitely sad that my daughter can't have, you know, just her cousins. They all grew up together, and she's my only daughter. So they're like sisters to her, and her friends, you know, the same. And, you know, her bridesmaids, they can't even come. It's just sad. All right, so now we're working on the first Designer Series paper level, and that's going to go right here, and then on our little bar that we haven't got to yet. So I made my marks, didn't I? Swear I just did. Oh, I found them. All right, so this is being cut at 1 7/8. I don't know why I just decided to start telling you measurements, but I promise I will put them up. And this one is at 5 1/8. And like I said, if I had more time, I absolutely would. I'm just going to take just a little tinge because I cut that too short. You know what I'm going to do? We'll do it again, but not too short. But this has to be one of the prettiest colors that Stampin' Up, in my opinion, has ever had. I mean, in Purple Posy, love it. And I was fortunate enough to get the Purple Posy stamp pad, ink pad. And I really have not had a problem. So it's frustrating, you know, that it just, for some people, it didn't work or the testing wasn't good. And Stampin' Up does not like to put out a product that's not to their satisfaction. So I totally understand that. All right, so there we go. Look at that, we're almost done. Well, that's a little, not exactly almost done. All right, so we have this little piece left over, and it will fit right in there. We are going to mark it. My pressure cooker's telling me it's going to start cooking. Sorry about that beeping. And you know what's weird is I feel like everyone always says, oh, I'm sorry about my dog or the neighbors mowing. And I never, ever hear any of what they're apologizing for. It's kind of funny. And this cut in half was perfect. I don't know how or why, but it was. I know why, because we didn't do the white. Of course it was going to be perfect. Let's see. Yeah, that's too much of a gap. So I am really excited to start my blog. I used to have one, and it was like Karen's-Cakes-Crafts, I think. And somehow I managed to delete it, and I didn't want to. It was an accident. And I'm going to have to ask somebody way smarter than me if there's a way to get that back, because that would be fabulous. Because there are a lot of people that, you know, I've kept in touch with through that, and I don't, of course, memorize everyone's. Okay, apparently I have to stop talking for a second. That over there. So, why can't I see the end? There we go. Now we don't have a choice. Okay. Let's give that one a go. So, I don't know if you caught, but I have been doing a little Easter basket week, which has turned into like a week and a half, 2 weeks. And I feel bad because, you know, when you intend on doing it and there's nothing that I would rather be doing than crafting, making cards. It's what makes me happy, especially, you know, with everything that's gone on this year. I honestly don't know what I would have done if I wasn't a crafter. I would probably go crazy. And I might have already done that, and it's too late to do anything about it now, but somewhere we could have given it a shot. Where do somehow I lose my little pencil lines. Oh, because I cut it over here. Yeah, see, I try. All the best intentions I have when I make a card. But my new thing is, I don't know if I told you, I am going to start. Okay, see, so this is going to be this piece right here. And I feel like I need to, if you look at this, it has a lot of extra room. Not really as compared to the rest of the card, but it's just not going to work otherwise. Because if well, let's see, oh, see, look there's like an 1/8 of an inch difference right there. And that would be how we wouldn't be able to see the whole flower. I would have to cut some down. So, let's see. So I'm going to save that for these two. And, oh, this is going to be much better. Yep, this is it. This is the one. And I'm so irritated because there are so many stamp sets. I just haven't even, like this one, I didn't even use it. It was like brand new on the shelf. But I guess in my mind I was thinking, oh, that's for the wedding. And I watch Jan B a lot. I don't know if you guys watch her, but really check her out because she is extremely talented. And she takes copies of her stamp set. She just lays this on the copier and she puts it in a binder. And then she can flips through. She knows, because this card is from my parents for their anniversary, which My daughter's birthday is on the same day. So there's no way I should forget. Not only did I forget, and it wasn't just their anniversary, it was their 60th. And yeah, like I knew it was that day, but my dad has to go to dialysis, and so I knew he wouldn't be home, and then I said, well, I'll wait till he's home, because when he comes home, he's just not feeling good after it, and he'll usually fall asleep, so I wanted it to be a good time for that to happen. So then the day got away from me, so I did call at like 8:30 at night, but to forget the anniversary or be late calling, okay, yeah, but the 60th, ugh, just not right. Don't know what. I think I just need to write stuff down more. But then know what happens? I lose the paper. I put it in my phone, then I just forget. And it'll probably make a noise, and I just ignore it thinking somebody just messaged me, I'll check it in a minute, or all that stuff. But unfortunately, see, I have to get with it. I'm gonna make so much of an effort to be a little bit more, I don't know what you'd call it, in sync with the rest of the world. Maybe that could be. And now, because of my daughter, I just feel awful that we're going to do a Zoom wedding, which she just really wasn't a fan of, but she understands that people want to see the wedding, and I want, she is having a videographer, but I just think it's going to be great when she, because we'll record it and everything, and when she sees it, she's going to be thrilled that we did it. And so are the people that can't come. And then my niece, that's not good. My niece is getting married in June, and I just don't know how my daughter's going to feel. Things will probably be really close, back to normal. And then to have my daughter not be able to, have to see my niece with all of the relatives and, that stuff. Okay, we're back to Forever Blossoms, and first we need to put our DSP on these sections. And I don't know if you noticed, but so I'm using this check. And on this petal pink one, I used this side of it. So, just a little fact I thought I'd share, in case you're wondering. But on here we're doing the checks because I fell in love with the card I made for my daughter. And I never say that, like, very rarely will I give myself a compliment, but oh, I just love that card. So I told her, if you're going to throw it away, please save it for me. And she said, why would I throw it away? I said, well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm a really, really saver of cards. I just love to save the cards. I'm just going to cut off a little scooch, and that is a term everyone should already know. And we're just going to cut off like a bazillionth of an inch. Like you might not even see it if you looked away. I think that's all it needed, was just this little bit. And that's exactly all that it needed. All right, so we just have to stick this down. My son Kevin is here. Kevin, you want to say hi? It's all right. He's good without talking. He's just a quiet kind of guy. All right. And stick that there. We need a piece on here. See, now normally this is what I would leave, this much. But I can't because we will absolutely not have the room. Oh, this piece will fit to get that flower all the way on. I was trying to think of where all this glitter came from. My dogs have it on them, and I forgot I Winkastella'd my flower. Oh, look at it all. Phew. I mean, I did it yesterday. It's not like I did it today. Oh, well. It's a cross we all must bear, where we have to wear glitter with pride. Be proud of your glitter. Oh, see, this is good. Maybe even should be smaller, but we're going to do our best to try and not cut anything off. But if you notice with that little hook, it's just enough to keep the tape onto the little round thingy there. Okay, look at that. We're moving along. All right, now we just need to go as close as we possibly can and still get a glimmer of that paper without having it just not be seen at all. So, and probably I should make a couple of these because it's a really, really tight stamp. I mean, you can definitely, I've cut some, like this branch goes a little bit further, and this is kissing the edge right there. So, just keep that in mind. And, like I said, you don't need to do that white hold on, need a drink. That white layer before the DSP, and that would definitely make it much easier. Where did we go? Oh, just want to make sure I'm using the right pencil marks, because I know I didn't use my fingernail on this one. Oh, let's see. Oh, shh. Mommy's busy. Yeah, see, that's not good. That would cover it all up. We don't want that. My dog. Shh. Do you want to go in timeout? One of my dogs, we have a dachshund and a toy, miniature dachshund, and a toy poodle. And the dachshund has regressed back to his babyhood. He is doing all his business in the house and not outside. And I don't really know why. How am I supposed to fix it if I don't know why? I mean, I know I can perform miracles and stuff, but that's kind of out of my jurisdiction, you know? I'm just looking for another piece of cardstock. I just want to cut a few, just, you know, in case. And I did try and use the stitched rectangles, which I would love to do, but the size that I need to be at, it doesn't really work with the rectangles. But I tried. All right, because that would look pretty. So if you know, found a different floral pattern or anything like that, then yeah, definitely use it, because those little things, those little details make a huge difference when you can use them. All right, where are we? Guess we're good to just go down here. And here's the place that you should err on the side of caution. And even to, somehow we didn't cut the end. Bailey, do you want to go in timeout? I'd hate to see that. And yes, she does go in timeout. Sometimes if you tell her to stop or whatever and she doesn't, she puts herself in timeout. I know. I don't get it. They have weird dogs. And the other one, who's acting up, wouldn't even dream of putting himself into timeout. And he is my husband's dog. He's always loved these dogs. And even though, like, my bench that goes to my table set is over there because I had to scrub it because somebody got excited and peed. Because you can't pat him or bend down to him when you're, okay, I took that off already. Like when you see him, you can't bend down because he will pee. Yeah, I don't get it. And I know this isn't awful. I'm saving up to get all the blocks from Stampin' Up. I have one and I love it. Love it. All right, so this is what I would do. I'm just trying to see how much of what I'm gonna have to cut off. So this is where I would say I should use my Stampopotamus. That's just what I call it. Technically not the name. My Stamparatus I would take out, and I did have it out. But I guess I put it away. It's all right. You can try it once or twice. If it gets that bad, we'll go get it. But I'm trying to have faith. Little sweater fuzzy. I have to buy all new stamp ink pads. I don't know what's wrong with mine, but colors that I haven't used before. Oh, I hate this. I have to pull this in, sorry. Gunnar, do you want to go in timeout? My hands aren't big enough for it. So, ready? Can't turn around now. It's there. Just gonna give it a minute. Take a breath. It's gonna be okay. Right? Oh, it is kind of okay. I should have pushed a little hard in the middle. You know what? Let's give it a try. Stampin' Up has thoughtfully given us 2 sides to every piece of paper. Just Stampin' Up doing some more amazing stuff for us. I mean, without us even asking, just out of the goodness of their heart. They said, you know what? Here you go. Unless you do that. It's too big. I can't hold it. I know I have no excuse because I have a Stampopotamus. Okay. We're going. Okay. Just give it a little bit harder. But then when you push hard, you risk getting the line that goes around. Oh, that's good. I'll use that one. Let's take a vote. Oh, yes. This was the first one, and this is the second. We're going with this. Good job, Stamp. Keep you around a little longer. So anyway, I don't know what's wrong with whatever I'm doing. that my ink pads are all drying out. All right, we got our Wink of Stella. Actually, this is called art, but it's still a Wink of Stella. Okay, is that the right one? Yes. So I don't want the whole thing glowing and glittery, but I do want a little shimmer. And I don't mind if the colors blend in, but I also want the white to show through, if that makes sense to anyone. It usually doesn't to me, but I go for it anyway. If I waited around for something to make sense to me, I'd get nothing done. Just being truthful here. What happens at scrap by scrap stays at scrap by scrap. Speaking of, we do have a group on Facebook. If anyone is interested, leave me a message and I'll send you an invite. And it really shouldn't be a private group, but on my, I have like a craft and cake selling group on Facebook, and I have been getting these men from, I don't even know where, not in this country, and talking about things that are so inappropriate, and I blocked them, and then I went private, and then it's just, I even called the police, and they said if it's not in this country, there's nothing they can do about it. And, you know, I check and I'll look to see what groups they're in. This was in the beginning. I know what to watch for now. You guys, I'm going to try, which I should have done before the Wink of Stella. I'm going to try and trim just a little bit. And while we're waiting for that to dry, I used my oval stamp set, punch, and I made this little guy. And I had to kind of take this apart with my undo, of course. And I had to move it up a little bit because this didn't fit, the scallop one. The other one fit fine, but it didn't look right. So for it to look like it fit here, I just popped it up just a little bit higher. Are you dry? Let's punch instead while it dries. Now, I went through a lot of stamp sets looking for a happy anniversary. And it's not easy. I don't see many. If anybody does know what sets you can find happy anniversary, I would love to know. All right. What I'm doing is I'm matching the line from here to there, and like a, well, I didn't want to do that, but just to try and get it straight, because there is directly across from each other where the scallop goes in on the very ends. So it just keeps it straight looking, which I like straight looking. And let us do our little, this little guy, the white. Now, I'm not going to put a sentiment yet because I don't have a reason. So I try and leave stuff blank. And I'll just tape these in a little bag to the back of the card. And then when I go to need a card, I'll just take it off the back, put it on the front, and, oh, that's a score. oh, see, look, just ever so slightly, just made it here. And I can take a little off the bottom too. Well, let's look before we do that. Let's just have a gander here. Yeah, it's perfect. Not perfect, you know, barely there. But I could take some off the top and the bottom, and I could actually take just a wee little bit off of the end, if need be. We shall see. Keep forgetting you gotta lift at that end. Let's have a look. Oh, that's looking good. All right, let me just try a tiny little piece off the branch part, because that's not really doing anything. Hanging around, doing nothing. All right, let's have a look at this now. Yes, I am liking this. So you can really see that there's enough going all the way around. Loving that. Okay, we are coming to the end, guys. Okay, so we are going to stick this guy on with our seal, which I did bring my backup fuse just in case, because this guy's running on empty here. Don't forget about that little curl. Your frustration time will be cut in half. A little bit there. And we shall. There we go. All right. So let's have a look. So we're looking good. So I am going to kind of measure as to, and how I do this. Oh, look, it's the other one. I'm just gonna pop it on here. I forgot about putting it on the glue dot. This is the other one I lost. Oh, things are working out. Okay, so to just figure out where I would like it to be, I just take a little glue dot, just one, and I'll stick it here. Then I will take one on here, just to get a rough idea, because when you close it, you want to try and, you know, get as much of it even as you can. Can you even see? I'm showing the rest of my kitchen, not this. So just trying to get it as close as we can so that you get as much of the color that you want. So just twist it to take that off, or there's always undo. All right, so I have determined that I would like this just a little bit further down, right about there. Okay, so I am, now the other thing, when you're gluing this section on, you only want to put the glue right here. So I use tear and tape on this part because I can't find my Seal Plus. And this way I can kind of just judge how far I want to go. And that shows me that I can put my tape starting here and my pencil there, so we got plenty. Bailey, you want to go time out, honey? Mommy's busy. Okay, good. I'm trying to go to Adhesives Anonymous. I am trying to get better at like covering the back of something with adhesive when it's really not necessary. Now this is the time to check again that, take that glue dot off, and just make sure that your inside Z is up high enough so the rest of it, I'll do it when I, turn it around, I'll do it. All right, so this guy, before I push it, I noticed that I am not as close as I should be to the end, and I realize I'm not even there, I'm sorry. So I like to match the cardstock with the cardstock underneath it, if that makes sense. I just want all that blue to continue together. Then we have to fold this in half to make sure that this is going to be comfortably fitting right there. This, I'm just going to use the seal. And fold her up again. And stick that down. We're getting there. And I'm just going to add this blue piece because I know whatever sentiment I'm putting on, it is going to go right here. And we always have undo if there's a problem. Oh, there you go. Look at that. All right. So I do the white on the back just because I don't have the marker in this color. If I did, which I'm gonna order, I would write on it because it'd be the same color, but I don't like to put like black or something harsh that will cover up all our little blueness. So again, I had used this sticky stuff on my Stampin' Pad to keep everything without having to worry about magnets, because I just think they're a pain in the neck. And the stuff I used was great, but like any temporary adhesive, it leaves those little those sticky things that are like a pain in the neck to get rid of. That's what they stays on. It's hard to get it on. Needless to say, I got rid of it. Where did my pencil line go? Did you guys see me even pick up a pencil? I don't think I did. Yes, no. It's right there. I knew it. So, we will cut this guy. And again, this is the thick, just to give your card that extra little boost. Not that it wasn't fine just with the cardstock, but I just like it to make sure it'll stand up straight and tall and be proud on someone's mantle or their, Bailey, go time out right now. Hurry up. Bailey. And we just, Bailey, good girl, you stay there. So Bailey's in timeout. But you heard me. I mean, Gave her plenty of warnings. You get back in timeout right now. Hurry up. Just knowing I can't reprimand her. Okay, so let's pick out the pretty white side. It's got a little sparkle on it. But I like this side, but there's a weird, funky black mark. Let's see if it comes out. It was probably my pencil mark to cut. She put herself back in timeout. Okay. Is anybody else like when they craft, they can't find something that's directly in front of them? That's me. Get back there. Right now. Oh, see, I almost made it through the whole thing without having to do that. Ready? Fold over. Fold over. The fuse was a flick. This is a fold over. A little in the middle for good measure. I'm not kidding, Bailey. Get back there. You know when you were on the phone when the kids were little and they would, Mommy, can I? When you were on the phone, of course. She's doing that same thing. All right. Oh, no. One little piece I need. Okay. I am going to use this as a temporary type thing. Just see me, I'm flicking even when I don't have to. But you know, something that I do not miss is the clicking that this thing does. It drove me crazy. All right, ladies, gentlemen, whoever's out there, this is our card. I'm gonna get like a couple of rhinestones or something like that. Let's see, I got my little tray of them. And we shall find something that will look adorable. So I think it looks a little silvery. So I think that these pearls would look great. I was thinking glitzy, you know. Oh, I don't know. I wish this were live. But I really have this fear that if I do a Facebook Live or a YouTube Live, nobody would come. And then I would just be like sitting there by myself. I'm sure I could bribe my daughter, who just recently signed up, to be a demonstrator. Yes, it was a proud moment. I don't know if she'll last, but it was a proud moment nonetheless. All right, I am going to be using the pastel pearls. And I didn't even realize when I bought these that, and I will show you, that there's a whole thing of pink under there. It's like a bonus you didn't even know about. I know. Just a fun day, fun day when I found that. And I know that my You Pick It tool, oh, it is here. But of course I have the wrong end on it, but we'll make it work, don't worry. So I'm gonna pop one, oops, in this corner, and another one. Ooh, I don't know. I don't want to put it directly across. Put that there. And I will put one. I would put two, but then we're talking about 4 and how that's even number, and you can't do that. Maybe I'll just put it here. I'm going to leave it there until I figure out my sentiment. So here is our card, our ZZ Top card, and I hope you all enjoyed it, making it, and I will, to the best of my ability, get all of the measurements down for you. I promise. I wouldn't leave you hanging. I might, but this time I won't, because I'm telling you I won't. So, well, if I'd like to talk to you, I'd like to see you, but I really can't. I would like to thank everybody for stopping by. If you like any of my videos, I wish you would subscribe. I'm hoping to get to 1,000. That's my goal. If I get to 1,000, I accumulated a lot of the stamp sets, the paper, all that fun stuff from the celebration. And I will be doing some giveaways. You know, I'm a giving kind of girl. I do like to give away too much. I'm trying to not do that, but I think it's fun. I love giving people stuff, making them happy. I love making stuff in hopes that you like it and would be happy. So I'm going to show you these side by side. And there you are. So thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it, and I hope you had a good time. So until tomorrow, because I have to finish my Easter basket week. That's turned into a week and a half, 2 weeks, like my daughter's wedding, from October to February to April. Anyway, have a great night, and I will be back soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.